Good evening, friends. We start tonight with the Trump numbers. It's the budget. While the mainstream media is fixated on wiretapping and the search for evidence, the White House has put forth a staggering budget with cuts not seen since World War II. The hardline conservatives surrounding this president are showing the country their vision of how to run the government. Manila Chan has our lead story tonight, telling us these numbers are deep cuts. Manila?
Absolutely. It's being dubbed the hard power budget. As we reported before, President Trump looking to bump the military budget up by $54 billion annually while cutting down on a whole bunch of other departments. Today, he unveiled what his budget proposal contains. We're finding out how he plans on doing that without hiking up taxes or cutting entitlement programs. First, just take a look at all the different departments or programs that President Trump's proposed budget is seeking to cut. Health and Human Services, the EPA, State Department, Labor, Ag, the Army Corps of Engineers, even the NIH, National Institute of Health. All of these cuts here in total essentially pay for that bump in the military spending. But take a look at the EPA's cut. Now, that is $2.6 billion. That's more than 1/3 of their entire budget, leading many to wonder what this will do to the department when you couple it with the incoming head, Scott Pruitt, who denies many of the findings of the very department he's about to head. And then there's the State Department. State Department represents American diplomacy, strength and negotiation, brokering deals before dropping bombs. This department is being cut by nearly 1/3 as well. This on the heels of many saying that Rex Tillerson has been silenced and has been steering clear of the press. Additionally, the State Department funds a lot of other programs that aid some of the most vulnerable populations across the globe. Programs like USAID that sends food and other types of aid to needy nations. These are what we call soft power tools. They garner goodwill for the U.S. all around the globe. Or the Army Corps of Engineers. They're being cut by over $1 billion. Why is this a big deal? Well, they're in charge of reviewing a lot of infrastructure that has been making headlines lately with all the crumbling dams, levee breaks, or even the safety concerns over building the pipelines like the controversial DAPL. And it doesn't stop there. Here are even more departments the president aims to trim or even get rid of altogether. You have Commerce, Education, HUD, Transportation, and the Department of Interior, which, speaking of DAPL, Interior handles all things having to do with Native American affairs. An already suffering department as it is. Now, this afternoon, the president's Director of Office of Management and Budget, Mick Mulvaney, spoke to a room of reporters during their usual press briefing and had this to say about the overall tone of his budget.
The president is beholden to none of that. The president is drafted a budget for the entire nation because that's who he sees himself as representing. He did not ask lobbyists for input on this. He did not ask special interests for input on this, and he certainly didn't focus on how these programs might impact a specific congressional district. But we know that going into it. And again, the message we're sending to the Hill is we want more money for the things the president talked about, defense being the top one, national security. And we don't want to add to the budget deficit. If Congress has another way to do that, we're happy to talk about it.
Now, many are criticizing this budget proposal as going against what he campaigned on, when, like it or not, he's actually been sticking to the stump promises. And so, Ed, with these tremendous cuts, critics say that you can't focus on America first. You can't make America great again when you're cutting all of these various departments that it needs to feed or house or keep healthy some of the most vulnerable communities across the country.
Well, the best way to cut the budget is to cut payroll. We really don't know how many government jobs this is going to be, but this is what the president's committed to. Thanks, Manila. Appreciate it.